My name is Jim Carson. I'm the dealer principal of Blackstock Ford Lincoln, Orangeville, Ontario. I'm also the owner of a modification center. That's where we are today. It's called Bad Dog Mods, 670 Rydell Road. We've been operational here in the mod center for 6 years. I do consider myself an expert in detailing. That's what we do professionally. The information in this video is the best practices as of today, March the 27th, 2020, and are subject to change. The information we're relying on is the New England Journal of Medicine's data that they published March 17th, 2020, of the life expectancy on the various surfaces for the virus SARS-CoV-2, the only known cause of the disease, COVID-19. We also rely on the CDC, Center for Disease Control, publication of chemicals and best practices. We also rely on the directions of Ford Motor Company of Canada and the best practices. We also rely on the data sheet and information of a viricide known as Odoban, O-D-O-B-A-N, and our steamer, which is a Blue Evolution S, and it is certified by the Institute of Hygiene and Microbiology. Here come our practices. Thank you. This is the process. We're simulating arrival on picking up the cruiser. Should note that we ask that the cruiser has been closed for 3 hours. That's based on the airborne particulate or the airborne life of the virus SARS-CoV-2 is up to 3 hours. So assuming that's been done, I have here with me Adam Matkowski. Adam has 10 years of experience professionally detailing vehicles, and he's going to demonstrate his process as he gets at the vehicle. Okay, Adam, explain to us what you have there.
This is the Odoban. It kills all the viruses on surfaces. And so first off, I'm going to check the time as it has to sit on for 60 seconds.
Okay.
So viruses, all touch points on the exterior of the vehicle. So start from the bottom or the top, sorry.
And these are the touch points where, somebody may have been touched the door and close it. We're only going to use the driver's door, but this is just a best practice. It should be said that there is no viricide or viricide that's been certified to kill specifically the SARS-CoV-2 virus because the testing protocol has not even been released. This viricide does kill H1N1, HIV AIDS, Hong Kong flu, swine flu, influenza, etc. So the touch points are now done. Now Adam, while he's going to wait the 60 seconds, Adam, demonstrate now the process of protecting yourself.
Next, to avoid contamination or spread of the virus, everything gets covered from the boots on up.
Next, Adam.
Next is the full one-piece bodysuit.
Okay, and this is a brand new one. So 60 seconds has elapsed while Adam's got suited up there. He is wearing a 3M mask with P95 filters on it. And now we're going to disinfect the inside and follow the same 60-second rule. The manufacturer suggests that for other viruses that can be compared, that 60 seconds of wet contact, so shouldn't be wiped down right away. So the touch points include the steering wheel, obviously, and the gear shifts. If it has a push button start, that would be one. The turn signal indicators. Next, we're going to open the passenger door, allow some airflow. Okay, the 60 seconds has elapsed, and there's 2 more pieces of protective equipment. That is a plastic seat cover, disposable seat cover, and also a plastic steering wheel protector. Obviously, the steering wheel is going to be one of the most common touch points, and about don't touch your face, and it's about what can get on your hands. So these are the best practices that we've developed that we think keeps everyone safe, and again, the transmission. Next, all of our microfibers that we use are washed on site. We don't use any rentals. The intent of that is not contamination for viruses per se, but small metal filings that could damage a vehicle. We've always had this practice. That is the Odoban concentrate. There's the rubber gloves, replacement filters for the 3M mask, and 70% isopropanol alcohol that we will also use to decontaminate surfaces. Just quickly to demonstrate this steamer, this is a very expensive piece of equipment. It's about $6,500. You see the temperature there is internally in the boiler is 339 degrees. And this is an expensive piece of equipment, namely because the steam is a very low moisture content but high temperature, necessary to kill germs. Quick demonstration of the steam, how it's going to be used. But the volume of steam and the pressure, it's continuous, so we won't lose pressure, and we can do that. Secondly, when we use the extraction, that's the vacuum part of it, then what happens is the exhaust fumes from the vacuum are run through HEPA filters, again to reduce spread of the virus, but it is soaked with the steam. We put a Vericide concentration, or a mixed solution rather, in the center tank, and then we can use that in combination with straight steam as well. The water that is then held in the tank is further treated by this UVC light, as you can see here, again to kill any viruses and germs. Next, we're going to just quickly show you the extraction process, and I would point out that this is, now before we bring the steamer into the car, we're first going to make sure that every surface is soaked down with the disinfectant and held for 60 seconds. Then we start different processes of the steam, the extractor being one, but the steam also can be run through the air conditioning system on maximum, closing out fresh air, and we can steam right through the vents. Circulate it as much as possible, and we can steam all the vents to clean any bacteria in there. What we know from best practices with using a steamer is the heat will just accelerate the properties of any chemicals, in this case a Vericide. So this door handle would be completely soaked down, but all the touch points are then steamed. The steam extractor is a combination vacuum and steam, again with injection of Vericide. That's going to work for cloth areas, and the headliner is one of the areas that's most overlooked. If you had too much water, you'd risk the adhesive letting go. When we're in a police cruiser, obviously the floors are rubber, so it's not carpet, but sometimes it's very hard to see in the crevices, and Adam knows the value of wearing a headlight, and so he has a headlight tool as well, and that allows him to look under the seats. It's all soaked down with the Odoban disinfectant, and then it's scrubbed, wiped, and the process continues of making sure that each surface is done, and it goes from the front to the back of the vehicle. Often overlooked, one of the last steps is the cabin air filter. You simply remove the glove box and then access it and slide it out and inspect it. Often the police, as you know, do have equipment mounted in there that has to be removed in order to get that out. But if it's attached to the glove box, usually the glove box can come down without equipment attached, and it can be slid out. The cabin air filter, the micron filtration, probably is not sufficient for something as small as the SARS-CoV-2 virus. However, it does stop pollen, it does stop other bacterias. It could develop mold in there, and so breathing that through is just another factor of causing say a cough or a cold that, as we know, we can't really determine what caused it. But so it's best practice when an interior is detailed to have that cabin air filter inspected and replaced if necessary. Okay, just a reminder, there's many processes that we go through that we didn't have time to show you, all the tools, the scrub brushes, etc. But we think that's the best practice we know of. We certainly will change them on the fly. This video is going to be made and uploaded within 3 hours. As the World Health Organization director said, right now, and I think it's a great word, speed above perfection. Just do what you can, use your knowledge, and just get going. Thank you.